Hi, my name is Zhi xian, and today I will go through the K-drama craze, the good, the bad, and the pretty. So basically, the K-drama craze or the Korean wave is a surge of international visibility of Korean culture beginning in the East Asia in the 1990s and continuing more recently in countries like continents in North and South America, Middle East, and parts of Europe. I usually like to talk about these things because it really amazes me that a country like Korea could have things like K-drama and K-pop, and it could have a fan base of this magnitude. But also because that the people who like these stars will want to try and be these stars, whether it's the looks or the culture that they want to be in. Like for instance, that they will want to speak, like they will want to try and be like them, or they will want to uh, learn their culture, like learning their language and trying their food. The reason I chosen these pictures over there, for instance, is because they are the things that the fans will really do if they are obsessed of the culture, but they also want to be like these people that they have saw in the concert or the TV show in terms of aesthetics. So like this picture, for instance, that there are people who will want to buy the cosmet, wants to buy the clothing the of the favorite characters that they were in the show. Or there were instances like this picture over there that there will be times where people will want to buy the cosmetics to make their skin look whiter, or will go to the haircut shop to do hairstyles like this. But also because or or they will usually like buy the merchandise, or will usually buy tickets to go watch a K-pop show. For instance is this one. Or there are times they will usually or they will go to the streaming sites to watch the shows that they like or have seen the newer one, and they will be very curious, and that they will want to go to the sites where they will usually film these scenes, like instance this one for example. Another thing is that that they will usually be influenced by these really great shows. So for instance, and they will usually be benefited by these values. So for instance, that this Malaysia resident, for example, has caused a stir by announcing the donation of internal organs after death, which has been reportedly to be influenced by one of the South Korean TV shows with suspi- get to know has been suspicions believed that there have been will been uh, believed that it's been hampering efforts to get people to donate their organs. While the media highlights its notable act, it has created a lot of awareness to be on a lot of awareness on this organ donation. I think it is good to be influenced by these things, but at the same time, but it can sometimes be annoying when the obsession is too much. I think it is great because it's a good way to get into the country's culture, like learning new languages or trying out their new food, trying out the food and then in the clothing and going to the sites there, or to make new business in the country to make more products and ship it to other parts of the world. But on the other hand, it is sometimes very annoying because sometimes, but also sometimes creepy because when somebody really gets obsessed to the person or the property they love, it tends to get disturbing when they talk about it too much or trying to be like them. So, for instance, like let's say if the band who talks about BTS will suddenly like every day will like talk about all the bandmates, or sometimes they will try and dress up like them. So it will be very uh, disturbing because his obsession is to the point where it's very disturbing. But I also feel like that all these things will affect society in general because it is in a way that it will leave the traditions behind to move on to this culture, and thus the people who will move on to these cultures will forget this heritage. But it also can bring in a bit of the negative side. So for instance, that there will be things like health damage, some like health damage. So, for example, like if the person looking at the computer screen for too long, it will may affect the eyes, or for instance, it will affect the eyes, or the factor that it will result in things like poor academic performance, less activity, decreased social skills because the people who are assessing these things will be inside the house most of the time, and insane behavior, like for instance, when the person will be too obsessed with would too obsessed to the point that um, uh, like that they will get mad at their parents, for instance, when they don't provide them with the money to buy the new albums or ticket. Another thing is that it may bring the change away of the thinking and the mode of living by allowing them to have access to the Korean way of thinking and living. So there are some instances where there are some television series that is trying to promote decency, luxurious life, and advocate money worship by showing girls in glamorous with Gucci bags and the boys with driving flashy cars like BMWs. In addition, the Korean way of dressing can influence the youth to dress like them, and which is against the norm and the value of the Southeast Asian case particularly. The example demonstrated in these TV shows can be used to spread cultural value, which in this case it will affect relationship. It will be relationships, fashion, money, and fame. Therefore, audiences with unsustainable values can be easily influenced by those portrayed in the medium. So I think it's good because it let the people there to be influenced to the culture and lifestyle. While bringing out these influence and values, we also need to be moderate it out properly because, as stated before, too many obsessions could make it very problematic and difficult. Um, Thank you.